is In the Know for Friday, February 28th, the 59th day. 25. There are 306 days left in the year. Good morning, MV, guiding you through In the Know at K105 on Litchfield's Country Station 1039 The Moose, live online at K105.com via the Apple and Android smartphone app using the SoundCloud, iTunes, or Spotify podcast. On Facebook, on YouTube, on the platform formerly known as Twitter, and the hashtag is In the Know. Coming up today, we'll update you on the latest news headlines from around the community, the county, the Commonwealth, and the country. District Championship 2.0 is tonight. That and a whole lot more coming up today here on In the Know. Beej will be by in a minute. Right now, he's the 5-time winner of the coveted Ohio News Hawk Award. He's the 2-time Silver Sound nominee, covering every corner of the globe: London, Budapest, Rio, Tokyo, and even Whitesville. He's Sam Gormley. And the sports. Morning, Sam.
Morning, Ralph.
How you doing?
I'm a little tired. How about you?
I can imagine you are a little tired. I'm not as tired as you, for certain. Did you have a nightcap at the Black Cat last night on your way through? Did you stay out late? What happened?
Well, we did drive by it, and on the way there were a couple of cars in the parking lot.
Yeah. You didn't. I thought maybe you needed to, soothe your wounds a little bit after the outcome last night. You might need to stop by and have a few belts, if you will.
Well, when you got the K105 crew with you, you can't really do that.
True. Maybe celebratory belts this evening will be in store. I do want to ask you about the game in just a few minutes. The girls' championship of the 12th district was decided last night. We'll bring you up to speed on that. As I mentioned, Beej will be by in a few moments. She's Mach 13 with her hair on fire this morning. Sunny and warm. We're going to see wind gusts of maybe 45 miles per hour today. And as you heard Dr. Jerry say during One Moment in America, your big wig might get blown around today if you're outside, or if you're me. Certainly hang on to your toupee, because your gusts are going to be nearly half 100. 45 mile per hour gusts today, possible. We'll see a high of 68 this afternoon. We'll see an alert day for tonight, or an alert night, a low of 36. Mostly sunny for tomorrow and a high of only 44. So when that wind comes through, once that front comes through, there's cold air behind it, and we will live with that for the next 3 days or so. For Tuesday and Wednesday, the temperature by perhaps some severe weather, some thunderstorms. So just be prepared. Then we're back into the 40s and 50s for the latter half of next week. So that's what you can expect. There is a traffic advisory that you need to know about that begins later next week. And that is a bridge in Edmonson County is going to be closed for about 2 months. Now, when I first heard that it was on Highway 238 in Edmonson County, there are about 3 different sections of that it could be. And this is more toward the Caneyville side. It's closer to Highway 185, and it is actually west of Highway 185 on the section that is known as Big Reedy Creek. So the Big Reedy Creek Road, that section of 238, there's a bridge there that is getting replaced. It will have new beams, a new bridge deck. The new rehabilitated bridge will use the same footprint as the existing bridge. So it's going to take a couple of months to do. It's about a $645,000 project for those many people who use sections of 238 to jog over to 187 and then over into Edmonson County. This will not disrupt your plans. But if you're in the Big Reedy area, this is going to have some impact on you for about 60 days and working on a detour around that construction site. I don't know if you saw any of the dramatic aerial footage, but I saw from the Buffalo Trace Distillery in Frankfort earlier this week. They sit right along the Kentucky River there in Frankfort. It's a very, we've had a KBA board dinner there before. It's a really pretty area sitting there on the river because it's really high. The river is low below, kind of like down in a gorge almost. And so the vistas are very nice. But also when you're that close to water and you have as much rain as we've had in the Commonwealth, they had some mudslides and some erosion that came up close to their rick houses and their infrastructure of where they roll barrels around and such. And so a mudslide even claimed a cargo container that was used as a and what is being used as a temporary office at the Buffalo Trace Distillery. It happened earlier this week. They've had just as much rain or more than we have, and so they're part of their land base there is eroding away. The mudslide did not stop production. It did not stop tours, but clearly they're not letting people near that area. So quite, I think it was maybe, I don't know that any Lexington stations have helicopters, but I think some of the Louisville stations were over there showing some, or maybe they're drones, I don't know, but some aerial photography of that was pretty dramatic. President Trump, had yesterday, of course, the phase one of the Epstein files are out, and a lot of people saying that's a nothing burger, but that had people's attention most of the evening last evening, and shows that there's still a tug of war inside the federal bureaucracy between those who don't want to work with the president and those who do. We're also a little bit closer to these idea of tariffs. You'll notice that Mexico has made some moves in the last 24 hours, trying to show good faith effort on trying to control the amount of drugs and illegal migrants that are flowing into our area, trying to stave off some of those tariffs. And then he's meeting with Volodymyr Zelensky today about trying to figure out what to do in Ukraine and Russia and trying to put an end to that war, which is now over 3 years of age. So hard to believe that 3 years has ticked by already in that regard. A Frankfurt man, you're probably seeing this on most of the statewide news. A Frankfurt man has the first case of measles in Kentucky in a couple of years. We told you there was a case in Texas earlier this week. I think a child in Texas earlier this week. This is now the last confirmed case of the measles in Kentucky since February of 2023. This person had traveled out of the country recently, so they were kind of able to get an explanation on why it was likely, but clearly they are treating it seriously. The man we told you about yesterday from Simpson County, or at least that was in Simpson County, a 48-year-old Joseph Chastain, he was struck by a train as he walked on the tracks at South Railroad Street and Breckenridge Street, downtown Franklin, on Wednesday about 11:44, so just before midnight. He was struck, and now he has succumbed to his injuries. He has passed away as a result of that accident. If you travel on over to K105.com today, you'll see some additional detail on a story that we shared with you a couple of weeks ago that came to us from the organizers that are trying to spearhead the Twin Lakes Skate Park project. They've been very active, various fundraisers and events trying to generate revenues in order to make this a reality. We had mentioned to you a couple of weeks ago that they were working with a nationally renowned organization that helps design these facilities, and that has now been announced as Hunger Skate Parks. It's a nationally renowned skate park design and build firm known for crafting high-quality, innovative, and community-focused skate parks. That's according to Casey Cowan, who is the champion for this project. They have Hunger Skate Parks has built about 60 of them in the United States, a couple in Denmark as well. So they're asking, I mentioned to you a couple of weeks ago, and I'm reminding you again, they'd like your input on the design and other input about the facility. And you can start at twinlakeskatepark.org, twinlakeskatepark.org, and go from there to the various places that you're being asked to offer your input. The Grayson County Lady Cougars and fans and others traveled to Whitesville last night for the 12th District Championship game. I thought I had plenty of time to tune in, Sam, and catch the end of the game, but lo and behold, I tuned in, and there was the final score posted, and you and Steven were talking, and the Lady Cougars came up on the short end of the stick last night.
Yeah, it was a tough one for Grayson County. They had the tough injury on Monday, and they just missed. It just somehow that's just sometimes how the game goes. And Edmonson County's a really, really good team, and Grayson County probably needed a great game, and made some mistakes down the stretch, brought it to within 4 at the start of the fourth quarter, and the Lady Cats hit some big shots down the stretch to push them to the district championship.
Following the injury on earlier this week, I know you all said, I think you referenced Steven's comment that one of two things can happen. Either you can collapse or you can rally in spite of the injury and say, we're going to win this one 4. And that's what happened in that one. But when you have 48 hours to consider, we're shorthanded and it's going to be hard, et cetera. Is that what happened, do you think?
No, I mean, I think Edmonson County's really good. I think that's part of it too. Edmonson County's just a good squad. They just ran out of gas in the end, and sometimes that's just basketball. Now, if Sutton would have been able to play, and that injury wouldn't have happened, would it have changed things? I'd like to think yes, but you never know, and that's not how it went. And I mean, Edmonson County's a good team. They've won now 14 straight games, so it's hard to fault the team when they've won 14 straight. But now the third region tournament, Grayson County will draw either Ohio County, Breckenridge County, or I'm going to give you a guess. Who do you think the other option would be?
Owensboro Catholic.
How'd you know?
I just, I've lived a lot of life. I know these things.
So the odds-on favorite of 99% is Owensboro Catholic.
As per usual.
Yes. So if you just go ahead and I'll start making the graphics now for Grayson County Owensboro Catholic. But they'll play either Monday or Tuesday. We'll find out about 9 a.m. tomorrow who they will play. But there is the chance they could get the Ted Hill Bowl against Ohio County or Rough River rivalry against Breck.
I don't know enough about Sutton, the details or specifics of Sutton's injury, but is she likely unavailable for the third region tournament?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I don't want to. I don't want to share anything, but we mentioned that last night. Yes, we send our best to her and her family. I know you know her family very well as well, and just a really good family, really good player, and somebody that, I mean, it's as much as it's good on the floor, just off the floor is a leadership position and so on. Just exactly what you want in a teammate.
Two of the best teams in the third region tonight meet up in the 12th District Championship game. It'll be the third match between the two. And the two previous meetings were completely polar opposites of one another, really. Grayson County, Butler County. What do you expect tonight, Sam?
A game. Like a really good game. I mean, I think that's what everybody is expecting, that, Grayson County kicked butt in Litchfield. I mean, I think even Butler County people would have to admit that. It was an old-fashioned, it just was a really, really good Grayson County game. Probably the best game Grayson County's played in a long time. And then they went down to Morgantown, and they didn't have Spencer Langdon. They were coming off of a thrilling win the night before, and they just kind of ran out of gas at the end, where they were playing with one man down and playing their second game in 48 hours. Sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles with that. So I'll be intrigued as to how tonight goes, but if you are wanting to go to the game tonight, you better get to Grayson County High School like right now, because I think as of about an hour ago, they only had 40 tickets remaining.
Okay.
So you better get there, because, I mean, the Whitesfield Trinity Gym is not very big, so it's going to be sold out tonight. I don't even think they're going to be selling tickets at the door from what I hear. So if you are planning on going and you have not gotten your ticket yet, you better call the high school like 10 minutes ago, because they might very well could have been sold out by now as well. So the Cougars and Bears will play tonight, but if you don't want to go, we'll have the coverage as well.
I think not the last time these two teams met, the previous to last time they met, you were advocating for having to pay twice the normal gate fare. Are you going to advocate for that tonight? Are you hoping for that? Or
I mean, listen, we might have to. We might have to if it's as good of a game as we're expecting. I mean, you've got in our most recent media poll, Grayson was second, Butler was fifth. But even if you ask those who have voted, is those top five are so hard to rank. I think you could put them into a hat and draw them, and it'll be more challenging each time.
The Cats were on the road to Norman. We ran out of time yesterday because I got soapboxy, so we didn't really get to talk about it. But at the end of the Oklahoma UK game Wednesday night, as soon as it was over and I saw the outcome and that they had officially ruled it final, I just hit the off button on the TV and went to sleep. So I didn't realize what had happened with Garrison and the thrown beverage container and all of that. But sounds like things were a little touchy there for a while after the game against Oklahoma on Wednesday night.
That's what it looks like. I mean, I'm just glad that beer can did not hit him.
Yeah.
Because it looked like it was full.
I didn't realize Garrison was from Oklahoma City, so that kind of added to some of the
but
jawing,
don't throw like.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it's lucky because I mean it was aimed right at his head, and I mean if you got hit with anything in the head, but especially a full can of liquid, that could have done legitimate damage to him, and it's not worth it. It's a game.
I knew, of course, much like everyone, that Otega Oweh had played out there for 2 years at Oklahoma, but I had no idea that Garrison also had a personal connection to the area, that he is actually a native of Oklahoma
And he
City.
played at Oklahoma State.
He did play at Oklahoma State. Oh, that makes sense. That makes why he would be jawing with Oklahoma players. Absolutely. So that makes a lot of sense. But things were a little bit tense. The Cats will play, though. We'll have Auburn tomorrow, and then coverage tonight at 6:10 on K105 Digital Productions 12th District Championship game. And over there, well, look who stopped by. Good morning.
Good morning.
I said Mach 13.
Yes. Yeah.
Something like Mach 13.
Yeah. Pretty hot.
We'll get caught up. We're headed to a new month coming up. We're going to tell you what we're celebrating in March, and plenty more on the way here on In the Know.
At Owensboro Health Family Medicine in Litchfield, Dr. Priyank Chauhan provides compassionate care for adults and seniors. Board certified in internal and geriatric medicine, he's dedicated to managing chronic conditions, preserving independence, and enhancing the quality of life. Proudly serving Grayson County, because your health matters. Schedule today. Call Owensboro Health Family Medicine in Litchfield at 270-259-8888.
The mobile unit from Intensive Health brings trusted, high-quality addiction treatment right to your community. Serving 5 counties, including Grayson, our innovative services offer telehealth treatment, mental health counseling, medical health assessments, primary care, and general medical services. We also offer hepatitis C and HIV screenings and treatment. No more long travels for essential care. We are discreet and accessible. Visit intensivehealth.com to find out more. A StepWorks recovery service.
When buying or selling a home, you want experience, trust, and personal touch. But they say you can only pick 2. Well, with Gina Lastly at Tom Baxter Real Estate, you get all 3. With a decade of expertise as a broker, Gina's attention to detail and passion for real estate make her a trusted friend and professional. She goes above and beyond to ensure your real estate journey is smooth and successful.
I'm Gina Leslie. Put my passion for real estate to work for you. Call me now at 217-721-0034.
Discover the difference at TomBaxterRealEstate.com.
Yellowwood knows that a 5-star backyard is the place to make lasting memories. Like roasting marshmallows on a cool fall night. That's it. Turn it nice and slow. Get it toasted all... Oh no, it's on fire. Oh, you want it on fire. Okay, that's a choice, I guess. Crunchy. For 5-star backyards and the most memorable experiences, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have that yellow tag, you don't want it.
Thinking about furthering your education? At Elizabethtown Community and Technical College, you'll get a high-quality education close to home at a cost that won't break the bank. Enjoy small class sizes with professors who take a personal interest in your success. Scholarships are still available, making our low tuition even more affordable. ECTC's Litchfield campus is now enrolling for classes that start March 17th. Visit elizabethtown.kctcs.edu to get started. ECTC, College for the Real World.
The Grayson County Health Department reminds you of the importance to get vaccinated. It's important not only to protect yourself, but your friends, family, and co-workers. The Grayson County Health Department is committed to keeping our community safe. Walk-in clinics offer both the COVID-19 and flu vaccines, Monday through Thursday, 9 to 11 and 1 to 3. Visit 124 East White Oak Street or myhealthdepartment.org. Grayson County Health Department. Together, we are better.
The FDA is giving thumbs up on a smartwatch safety feature. Matt Mattinson explains.
On Wednesday, Google revealed that the agency cleared the loss of pulse detection on the Pixel Watch 3. The feature was announced last August and is currently available in 14 countries. The FDA's approval now paves the way for it to be available to the U.S. by the end of next month. The feature is designed to ask a watch user if they're okay if a pulse is not detected. If there's no response, the watch calls 911 and also gives the location of the user.
Anthropic's latest model of Claude is playing Pokemon on the video game platform Twitch. On Tuesday, the San Francisco AI startup launched Claude 3.7 Sonnet with reasoning abilities. Claude failed an initial attempt at the game, but ultimately managed to win 3 badges. And Apple is keeping the company's diversity, equity, and inclusion programs in place. The company shareholders voted to forge ahead on Tuesday, opposing efforts by conservatives to get rid of the program. The Trump administration has targeted similar programs, accusing them of being discriminatory. Tech Report, I'm Mark Mayfield.
Today is Tooth Fairy Day.
Great movie.
I don't know if you all have heard, but in these inflationary times, I saw a report that the Tooth Fairy having a really hard time financially in recent months and years. So, in fact, it's my understanding that Tooth Fairy is pinching pennies in ways never before. So, might want to be aware of that. I was kind of surprised to learn, like, oh, well, maybe the Tooth Fairy spends a lot of money on eggs. And I saw somebody this morning say, this is going to be an Easter unlike any other. Probably only plastic eggs this year. Today is Skip the Straw Day. If it's going to be paper straw, you can skip it every day. Paper straws are the worst.
I hate paper straws.
Tomorrow is Peanut Butter Lovers Day.
Oh.
Tomorrow is Pig Day. Sunday is Dr. Seuss Day, or as his family called their name, Seuss.
Seuss?
Dr. Seuss. It was actually his mother's maiden name, Seuss. It's kind of almost has like a Z on the front of it too, like Zoiss, rather than just Seuss.
Like Zoinks.
Zoinks. Banana Cream Pie Day is Sunday. You all can have mine.
You can have mine.
It's also